Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reviews, and I regrettably watched Antichrist with the tagline Chaos Reigns. And not rains as in rain that comes from the sky, but reigns as in, it rules. Chaos indeed, yes. This movie was maybe worse than Sharktopus. And I don't mean that as in, oh, it was badly filmed, or, the CGI was shit, or no. It was just, I just didn't like the movie. I didn't like this movie way less. I liked this movie less than I liked Sharktopus, Sharktopus was kind of, it was a bad movie, but it was somewhere, some slightly bit enjoyable, because, but this movie, it was just from the start. From the start, it was just, no. It was, for me, it was very, very hard to follow. I even had to read what it was about on Wikipedia, the first part, I had to read that twice. Because I didn't get the movie. I didn't get it. So, let's just start with this movie, shall we? We see a hand, we have a side shot of like a shower knob, and we see a hand, turning the shower knob, and it's in slow motion, so it's very slow, and we see some drips coming from the knob, and then we see Willem Dafoe, who is one of the two main characters of this movie. It's just two people. Yeah, just two people. That's the movie. That's basically the cast. Well, now we have maybe a young boy also. But the main cast, two people, just two people, the whole movie. A couple, and apparently he is also Willem Dafoe. Not the actor, but the character that Willem Dafoe is playing is also a therapist. Just what he is, but we see him from maybe where your shoulders here go up to your neck. We just see maybe this here. It's hard to do it with hands like that. Maybe we see. You can't see it even. Come on. Is this? Yes, this better. Maybe from here, this part up, just his neck. We see from his neck up. Why altijd difficult from his neck up, and he's looking, and he's not looking straight into the camera, but he's just looking. And we see the water slowly fall, because it's all in slow motion. The first part it's in slow motion. Well, what I've written down is in slow motion. So except for the points that I'm going to talk about. Anyway, there we see a young woman. She is with her hands in her, not in her head, but on her head, pouring with water, because they're under the shower. It's usually what happens in a shower. It's pouring water. Who knew? We see some steam go into an vent, an air vent, and we see now 3 figures. I was really blanking on the word figures. I thought statue, but it's not really statues, but what the fuck do you call those? Like like the Academy Award, that thing, that Oscar thing. What do you call it? It's it. It's a kind of a statue, but those aren't really statues. Figures. They're kind of figures. And behind, they're standing on a table, and behind them is a window, and it's snowing outside. That reminds me of Holiday Inn, but maybe it's snowing outside. Good movie. Go watch my review for Holiday Inn. I enjoyed it. Yes, I think they used a bit of blackface in the movie, but it's just a good movie. But go watch my review for Holiday Inn. But it's snowing and curtains on the side, and the window goes just not slightly, but it just slowly opens. Nobody's touching the window, but just slowly opens, and then the wind comes in, and it blows the curtains. All in slow motion still. And then we see the woman a bit higher than Willem Dafoe, than his character, because they're just fucking in the shower. That's why, So he's carrying her. If you're old enough, which hopefully you are, if you're watching this, you know exactly what I mean. So they're fucking in the shower, and we also get to see them fuck in the shower because we have a 5-second kind of a close-up, side close-up of full dick and full ass, just on screen, dick. But it was apparently not stimulated, so but with that close-up, it really looked like, and obviously that's supposed to really look like, but it was not stimulated, and we're also going to leave that at the penetration part, because if you want to know what's going to happen next, watch the movie yourself. It was really confusing, this movie. The penis was a double. It was not, for the people that really want to see his dick, from Willem Dafoe, it was not his dick. It was a dick double. Double dick? They also said a word in this movie that I've never heard before. And obviously English isn't my first language. I'm from the Netherlands, so I'm Dutch. So Dutch is my first language. English is my second language. My first language is, I'm still learning, but it's German. So but words. I've never heard of this word. And in some movies they just use a word that I've never heard before, and sometimes they use a word that I've heard a lot, but I just still don't know what it means, like low key. I don't know what it means. I've looked it up, but I don't get it. I still don't get it. So if somebody please can explain, in simple man term, in simpletons, of what low key means, please put that in the comment section, because I still don't get it. I still don't know what it means. But the word that they used was glib. 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 It was glib. So, gee, I've never heard that word before, and on the channel I've definitely seen 460 movies already. None of those movies uses the word glib. So, and probably the next movies from this year and probably next year don't use the word glib. So, it just, I've never heard of that word before. The first 20-second, 20, 26, not 20-second, 26 minutes. Kind of boring. Well, first hour. This movie is 1 hour and 44 minutes long, and no, sorry, 1 hour and 20 minutes. This movie, no, this movie is really not for me, and that's really too bad because this is a franchise. Yay! It's from the Depression trilogy, and tomorrow we're gonna watch Melancholy. I don't know. I have to look it up. And in the weekend we're gonna watch Nymphomaniac 1 and Nymphomaniac Part 2. It's a two-part, just like with the newest It Chapter 1, Chapter 2. It's basically one movie, but then in two, and the same with that. Nymphomaniac 1 we're gonna watch on Saturday. Nymphomaniac Volume 2 is on Sunday. Oh shit, I have not much time. He Came Blood. Oh, yeah, fuck it, I'm deleting something to make this longer. But he came blood in this movie. We saw him come blood. And that's very metal and very Cannibal Corpse, but fuck. To see that also is something different. And I've seen some shit. Well, hopefully this doesn't get demonetized. Well, I don't fucking care actually, but back in the day, I haven't looked up this myself. It was I think when I was in high school. I'm 27. So that's definitely over 10 years ago. Maybe no, 15 years too long. Maybe 14, 13 years ago. There was a guy I knew, one of my classmates maybe. He, or was it not high school, but later? No, somewhere around that. He went to a website, and this website was fucked up. It was a fucked up website. It's like those. This is apart from the movie. This website was like torture porn. The torture porn. It was like torture porn. And I saw a video on there. He was. He clicked on the video, but I don't remember. But I've seen the video. And there was a guy, and he had this dick, like usually a guy has, But he was taking something out of it, and this really burned in my mind. He took out a screwdriver. And I don't mean, he took one out of his toolbox. No, he took one out of his schlong. With the iron part, that you screw with, not the handle, but the iron part came out first. That shit, that's burned in my mind. And back to the Cannibal Corpse thing, the I Can Blood, she apparently she's I don't know, she first was fucking him, and she what was it? He said she sorry, I was cut off. She was fucking him, and I think she said, "You don't love me." I said, "Yeah, I do," whatever. I don't know what happened exactly, but she got off. She had a kind of a log, from a tree, and bam, on his dick, and he was passed out. What the fuck? And then she started to jerk it off, and he came blood. So we actually saw that. And then she spread his legs, and I thought, oh shit, because she went first to another room. She got a wrench out of a toolbox, and there was maybe how do you call those machines? Maybe it was what was it actually? It had a crank and a kind of a wheel, and maybe a stone wheel or something like that, or it was maybe one that you can, if you crank it harder, that it goes fast, that you sharpening your knife or something like that. I don't know what it was, but she took the wrench. What was the wrench? So for what you usually plumbers use, wrench. She took the wrench and she screwed that thing, from each other. She had that thing and that wheel, and then she went back to him, spread his legs, and I thought, oh shit, is she gonna crush his nuts or his dick? No, she took a hand drill, that you use, on the, and then but they used back in the day. Put it on his left leg and drilled with hand a hole through his leg. Then she took that wheel with, there was a kind of a pin on the wheel, She put that pin through the hole and a bolt maybe on the other side, and she put a thing on his leg. What the fuck is wrong with her? She went from grieving woman because they lost the infant son, because he opened the window and fell out. Eek. She went from grieving to absolutely insane. You have cunt, and she was like mega cunt, She almost, she didn't have a cape, but she was like, if there's a worse word than cunt, that's her. Jeez. And then, after she, put that thing, she went outside and threw the wrench under the cabin, because they were somewhere, in a retreat to their cabin Eden in the woods. But it says here, a grieving couple retreats to the cabin Eden in the woods, hoping to repair their broken hearts and troubled marriage. Well, this marriage is, it's that. It's more than that. What's more than that? It's more than that, And that's basically it. I didn't like this movie. I absolutely didn't like this movie. Just, the last 20 minutes were somewhat interesting, after he tried to escape, after he woke up again. That's basically it. That was, from there on out, that was basically after she went crazy and started fucking and then knocking him unconscious on his dick. After that, that was the only interesting part of the whole movie. That part from to the end. That was the only interesting part. The whole beginning, no, I didn't like it, and this movie made me so fucking uncomfortable, dude. And I've seen a Serbian film. And this movie made me uncomfortable. That maybe says a lot about me, but you know, yeah, this movie was really not for me. And I can't wait to watch it. Sorry, to watch the movie Melancholia, whatever how you pronounce that shit. Yeah. But like I said, this is from the Depression trilogy, so if this movie is that bad, eek, how worse can the other two be? Well, other three actually, because it's until Sunday we have to watch this shit. Well, we've seen Sharknado, Sharktopus. I mean not Sharknado, but Sharktopus. So, you know, and the second and the third weren't as bad as the first one. So, well, maybe this one will be better too. But I don't want to watch the other three movies. I don't want to watch it. But I'm gonna do it because I started the franchise and I have to end the franchise too. I will give this movie a 2 out of 5. The filming was nice, but I just, the story and all, it was not for me. It was absolutely not for me. But watch this movie yourself if you want to. If you're a fan of Willem Dafoe, go watch this movie because he is one of the main characters. So, go watch it. Leave likes, recommend a good Willem Dafoe movie down below in the comment section. Please recommend a good one. Subscribe to the channel, come join Discord, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye later for Black Adder.